Yes. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to, in fact, the best day of the week here at High Top Sports. Got a lot to go over. Florida Gator, not a Florida Gator, but an insider is talking about how exciting this Gator football team can be, and I got to tell you, I agree with him. We're going to talk about that possible five-star look. It's a name that I've been wondering where it's been, and it was brought back up, so it excites me a little bit. Then we got ACC and Big Ten Media Week. They're sharing the same week. I know, I digress. And they're just taking shots at the SEC. We're minding our own business coloring, and they're just throwing haymakers. And I was like, no. Listen, we can make fun of ourselves, all right? We can pick at each other. We can make fun of Tennessee. But you're not allowed to do that. So I got a bone to pick. All right, I got some things to go over. Of course, at the end of the show, we're going to have the voicemails, which have been going absolutely berserk. You've loved them. We loved them. It's been an absolute hoop. And once Nick De La Torre figures out how to use his computer, he'll be joining the show. How long that will take, I don't know. He's kind of old, so we'll see. Boys and girls, Dave Swolder joins us. What's going on, big dog? Good to see you, Bubba.
Man, oh man. I'm so excited for this weekend, man. I keep thinking about our event at First Magnitude Brewery at 2 p.m. on Sunday. I'll be getting in Saturday, so if anybody wants to hang out with the old Swolder, I'll be hanging around Gainesville on Saturday. But, man, it's the best day of the week, unless you're a Georgia Bulldog player or commit, just, I guess, trying to stay out of jail. I mean, at this rate, Kirby's recruiting class might need ankle monitors instead of NIL deals. I don't know, but anyway, it's the best day of the week. It's Wednesday. Let's get it. Let's go.
Dude, it's okay. A lot of great things you went over there. So first order, of course, this weekend, hell of a plug to you. Kudos to you. But yes, 2 p.m. this weekend at First Magnitude Brewing. It's going to be a blast, man. It's so exciting because it feels like it's a game week, right? To an extent, I understand there's not going to be football going to be played, but we get to have a little bit of that aura, that hype that leads up to a big game weekend, and we're going to have it this Sunday. A lot of people have signed up so far, which is really cool to see. Some people are asking me, because obviously we're doing a giveaway for this helmet for everyone who buys a ticket. Some people just want a chance to win the ticket or win the helmet, but can't go. That's fine. You can still put a ticket once or buy a ticket. You'll be entered into the drawing. We're going to be pulling the names the day of and do it on the live stream. We are live streaming a portion of this as well. So be sure to tune in to. We're going to try to stream it to all channels. So be able to tune in. And your point about Georgia, look, the first one was funny. The second one was hilarious. The third one had me rolling over. We're on the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Now it's kind of concerning to this point. Like, that's where we're at. Like, it's sad. It's no longer funny. There's a genuine issue here. And this kid was a commit, which you could sometimes. The last one was a commit. I can't say this kid. There's been 3 this week. This past one, the most recent one, was a commit. So he's not on campus yet. But it's like, is there a genuine issue of, one, are you just who you're targeting, or two, are you? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It seems crazy. An issue every now and then it's gonna happen, but by golly, they're leading the way.
Yeah, when they recruit, their big message is commit to the G. So I guess if you commit to the G, you really commit. You just commit to the J first before you get to the G, and then when you're in the G, you commit to the J when you're at the G after that. So, I mean, I guess hey, look, he's practicing for when he gets to Athens, or I guess a couple of them were actually. There was 2 of them. There was 2 commits. And then there was a player, I guess, that got arrested for a boatload of marijuana or something like that. I don't know, man. That whole thing's a mess. And you would think that after they had that one terrible accident where, somebody lost their life and all that, you would think that they would have that under wraps and they would be like, look, man, if you do this, you're kicked off the team, there's got to be some severe punishment. I know that Kirby said something about like taking away NIL money. Those boosters are just going to give them back the NIL money because they're just going to threaten to leave, and then they'll just give them the money back and go about their merry way.
Everybody's getting money. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to pinpoint what exactly it is. Like, it's the commit thing is a one-off, but every player that continues to have issues is like, what is happening? Where is the disconnect? And you wonder, again, the question for that is like, when is it going to start to impact the locker room and carry over to the field? Maybe it doesn't. I just feel like that gets exhausting trying to manage. But look, Nick figured out how to turn his computer on. It's the big right green button, so we'll go ahead and bring him in the show. Thanks, Nick, for figuring it out. Hold on, let's get him in here so he can defend himself. Look at you. You look good, man. His new light, new haircut,
look
little
at
dad
that.
vibe, little glow.
Yeah. Well, I went to the office and my computer was dead, so I had to go back home to grab the charger. So I'm in my kitchen.
Oh, okay. Well, we appreciate
Welcome
it.
to my home.
Yeah. Okay.
Come in.
The humble abode. Well,
Take your shoes off.
it feels homey here. Look, man, it's glad to have you back. I know you're dealing with. I don't know how much you want. Well, we don't need to talk about it, but you claim it to be you were sick. I think you were getting butt implants, but that's just what the streets are saying. So you look good
All
last time.
natural.
You look good last time I saw you. I was like, I don't think this guy was sick. He looks phenomenal. But I'm glad you're back, man. You look better than that.
Look at that, like no wrinkles in his face or anything.
He
Did you
looks
get
younger.
Botox or something?
He looks younger.
Yeah.
The guy's looking like George Clooney.
I'm grayer than ever.
3.0 over here. He looks phenomenal. Like, my goodness, I didn't look that good after a couple months of having a kid. Number 2's coming. I might catch you here sooner rather than later in the Grays. Nick, man, appreciate you joining. Enough jabs. We were just talking about our fantastic event coming up this Sunday. We're super excited about. Anything that you want to talk about before we get into the show that we maybe missed that's going to be exciting about Sunday? Outside of you being there?
Yeah. It's always fun. I tell people, first off, if you introduce yourselves to us, please give us your name. I always get that, like, hey, Nick, what's up? And I'm like, bud, pal, hey, guy, chef, throw your name back. Offer your name. Dan, if you listen to Stadium Miguel, Dan does like if you wait until you're in the bathroom with him, preferably while he's at a urinal, to introduce yourself to him. That's kind of become Dan's thing. So don't introduce yourself to Dan until you're both sharing a bathroom together.
That's how I met. That's how I met Dave Waters. Urinal.
Yeah, shake it more than twice. You're playing with it.
I just want to see how long we could go there. I love it.
About to say, I thought Nick had more to add. That's why I was just kind of.
No, I love it. The silence was good. Are you gonna recognize me, Nick?
Yeah. I got a refresher up in St. Augustine. Some people were saying Duval. I was like, this is St. Johns County, the county where I was married in.
Really? Where'd you get married at?
The White Room in St. Augustine, right there in St. Augustine Beach.
Nick. Okay, Nick. Nick. I know you got that dog in him. Okay, Nick. The White Room. Yes, sir. All right, boys. Let's dive into it. Let's get after. Let's have a good show. Nick, how much time you got, man? That's double Dave. Nick, how much time you got?
That is double Dave. We'll see until my wife yells at me.
Oh, we got all day. All right. Will you tell me when you got to go, man? You can tell me when you got to go. This first little story, shout out to Zach Alberverdi, posted this little post from the forums on the On3 message boards. Thought this was great. Wanted to share this. I've obviously been a big component of Billy. Loved Billy. Outside of him making me upset during that Texas A&M run, but that's besides the point. I doubled down last year at the end of the Senior Bowl game of just like who he is as a person. Like, nobody. I mean, we all want success. I think that's where a lot of Gator fans are like, dude, just win some football games. I can't think of a time where Florida fans have loved their coach as much as they really appreciate Billy. Obviously, there's been a ton of coaches, but he has really won over, I would say, the fan base in a unique way, not just by winning, which we want that more than anything, Billy. But we appreciate this. But the story here, it says this past Sunday, I was at brunch with my girlfriend, and Napier happened to be at a table next to us with his family. In the back room of the restaurant was a baby shower, not Nick's, he only has one, party of about 15 people, and none of them noticed him walk in. He still picked up the check for everyone in the party and left before they even realized it. He just seems to be such an amazing person. So shout out to the person who, one, noticed it and gave credit to him, because typically, I'm sure, who knows how often he does this, and it doesn't get recognized or noticed or even is about. Nick, I know you're obviously very close to the program. Does this match up to Nate being a good dude?
Yeah. That's I've ragged on it before, but he truly believes that statement that good men make good football players, great men make great football players. After getting to know Lagway a little bit, I told Billy, I was like, hey, I don't know if I believe your statement. I graduated high school in 2007. There were a bunch of not great men on those football teams, and they were pretty good football players. But like DJ Lagway is your poster boy for that. Like, people were asking me before SC Media Days, they're like, hey, what's some like stuff about Lagway? I'm like, honestly, he's boring. Like, he has a girlfriend, he has a dog, he goes to church, and he likes football. Like, that's what he does. That's who he is. But no, it doesn't surprise me about Billy. His dad passed away from ALS. He just just wrote a check for ALS research. That's just the kind of person he is. what you see is what you get. Yeah, doesn't surprise me at all that he would do something like that.
It's a couple things. One, just thrashing our quarterback. Hey, chill. He's not boring. He's
No,
focused.
yeah,
All right. He's easy.
he's locked in.
Let's use different words there to describe what we got going.
I was gonna say,
I'd rather him be boring than be like the guys at Georgia you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Much rather.
Tim Tebow was boring too. So
super boring.
Yeah. Hey, look, the last boring one that liked church and all that won us a couple national championships. I mean, just saying.
Like church. This isn't Chuck E. Cheese. Unbelievable. All right, boring. Check. I like that. And so you called Billy out. You go, hey, I'm not on by your statement of great men make great football players. You kind of called him on his line there.
Yeah. I said I told him you walked by a couple trophies that Aaron Hernandez was on the team.
What do you say?
He laughed. He's got a good sense of humor.
All right, cool. That's fine. I mean, I figured if you had the kahunas to say it, he was good about it. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, like, as long as they're boring off the field and then they're exciting on the field, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, Dominic Easley wasn't boring. Like, we did an interview with Dominic Easley back then. We did him in the visiting locker room, and he came with like a Sam's Club size barrel of animal crackers, and he's just like answering questions while shoveling animal crackers. And like, not a boring guy. Like, you can be boring. I'm not saying boring is bad, but like, he's not like a character like that. Like, DJ's just like a normal dude.
I love how you try to counter like how it's cool not to be boring, but walking in. I've said this before though. You've been on the show. It's like, look, I don't think Billy would recruit my personality. I'm not boring, but there's a reason why, because you're trying to focus. I think there's a place for it though. I think you have to be. Look, I think it's actually a huge compliment to DJ. Like, genuine. I know what you're trying to say. We're poking fun at it, but we gotta be careful. The internet can be. They'll think we're being serious, making fun of being boring. But I saw during media day he was even asked about his girlfriend and if he could hit a pitch off her. He goes, no, absolutely not. Which was
no shot.
Yeah, no shot. But he was very humbled, very down to earth, which was cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool to see, kind of like you said, that him trying to just live that life and believe that life. And it's gonna be cool, right? Like, it's boring now. And I think about Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler is boring. And he embodies of just being a good, great dude and just winning, right? And I think there's a cultural shift. I was talking with my buddy the other day. It's like, when we grew up, like my generation, like, think about the guys we grew up with. Tiger Woods, some off the field issues, okay? Not necessarily the greatest role model, all right? Michael Jordan, some off the field issues, okay? Not the greatest role model in some areas. Tom Brady's another one that had a couple of, hiccups here. And in a way, it's like they showed you, like, hey, you've got to sacrifice a family life to be the greatest. And it's cool. We're seeing a shift. And it's cool to see that. And again, like you said, Napier is kind of buying into that of like, no, you can be this and be this. You got to trust me.
Yeah, but so I didn't mean it I meant it as a compliment. Like, he is just focused on his goals. And like, he watched Netflix, that show, The Quarterback.
Yeah.
The series that they did. Saw what like Kirk Cousins and some of the guys had in terms of like film in their house. So he went out and bought that. And now, like, there's no difference if he's at the facility or at home. He has an NFL quarterback set up. Like, watching what guys who are, a decade in the league, hey, what makes them successful? Oh, he has, I forget which quarterback. One of them has the same setup in like the car that takes him to the facility so he can watch film like on the way to the car. I don't think DJ's done that, but like has an entire film set up at the house. Like, I mean boring in the sense of like, you're not going to get a crazy DJ Lagway story. Like, he donated money out of his own pocket on International Women's Day back to Florida Victorious to give more money to women's sports. He's just a genuine down-to-earth guy. You're not going to get, a crazy DJ Lagway bar fight story. Like, he just likes football. He goes to church.
Yeah, that sucks. No, I love it. I look, it was just the way you said it was awesome. But That is an awesome clip there that he watched the Netflix documentary and said, here's what I want to take from it. And look, when you think about those 3 quarterbacks, like Netflix probably struggled. Those boys are boring. Joey doesn't do a dang every time they're recording him, Buddy's just sitting there just talking about a Batmobile, eating a pre-made sandwich, or they're forcing him to hang out with family members. Like, can we please get you hanging out with somebody so we think you're human? It's like, no, I want to go home.
They're boring and rich.
God, who
I think
wants
you
to
and
be
I had
human?
you and I had a little too much fun, which is why we weren't recruited.
They
should have been
need to
more
hang out.
boring.
They need to hang out with me for a night, man. I'll make them bored.
No, Dave was the farthest thing from it. Look, Kawhi Leonard made an entire marketing campaign off of it. So boring guy. And he made it cool. He made it cool to be a boring guy. There's nothing wrong with it. I love it. George Gumps, not boring guy. Seems pretty fun.
No, he's fun. He's fun. Yeah, we just did. We had 57. We had 57 guys. We did like a media day, and we did a bunch of content. Like George was great. Tyreek Sapp was great. There's a lot of personality on the team. It's good. It's good. And I'm sitting here like cranking out editing content until the season starts.
And Caleb Banks is just like, I'm just going to lift weights, guys. Y'all go ahead.
That was Sapp. I think it was Tyreek.
Yeah,
no, I don't think Caleb. Banks doesn't do a lot of media though, does he?
No, he's got a ton of personality. He's a little bit of a clown. There's some good personalities on the team.
I can't wait to see the On3 graphic tomorrow. It's gonna have a picture of DJ and it's just say boring.
Yeah, like in the big like little heading that they have at the bottom of them.
Like, I'm never coming on the show again.
Yeah, this will be the last time.
Yeah, I'm done, guys. I'm out.
What's that? That's my wife. My wife's telling me to leave.
I love it, Nick. I love it. It's welcome back, man. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah.
He looks good, man. He looks good. It's the best I've seen him look.
Maybe we shouldn't put you on the panel. Maybe take the mic away.
I'm gonna be sick on Sunday.
I love it. Good stuff. That went way longer than I thought it would. That carried a lot.
See, look, he already logged out. Look, see, he already scared him away.
He's done. No, Nick loves it. He loves the attention. All right, let's talk about this. Greg McElroy, who's Dan's doppelganger, by the way. I don't know if anybody agrees with me on that or not, but I feel like that's pretty spot on. You gotta look him up. You gotta. You don't even know. You're welcome.
No, I mean, I would. No.
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 Dan looks more like Shane. Dan looks more like Shane Gillis than Greg McElroy.
Oh my God. This is like a roast. This is like a roast show.
That was ruthless.
It's completely turned into a roast show.
Just a dead body, like I've never just dragged across the coals. It's just holy cow. I mean, you look good, Nick. You look good. You look good, man. So not Dan's doppelganger, Greg McElroy. There's a clip that was going around about him bragging about this football team, which we've been doing quite a bit of. And I was on a newly podcast, If You Ain't a Gator, with JB yesterday. Great podcast. Go check it out. Just growing his channel. He has some great questions, which we're going to talk about today. But one of the things we were kind of just talking about, like, what room are you most excited about, et cetera. And this is where McElroy was kind of getting into, is like the trenches is one of the combination of offensive and defensive is one of the best in the country. And we're getting really excited talking about all these different things, but in a weird way, what Napier has been doing for the last couple of years, which is establishing the run and being effective at the run. Basically, what Greg was saying is like is going to pay dividend upon dividend this year, because that isn't something that we've got to figure out. Like, it's already been working with mediocreness across the board. Like, we've had great success on the ground year in and year out with whatever running back you want to plug back there in all reality. So the expectations of this offensive line is through the roof. It's expected to be tremendously better. And of course, like, you plug anybody, Jaden Ball. We keep forgetting about Treyon Webb, like he's just not going to play football next year. Jacoby Jackson, Katie Daniels isn't going to be the room goes on. Like, it's full of talent. And that is just only going to allow for DJ Lagway to be even extra special, which isn't going to necessarily be extra special, but it's going to feel like it. But it was cool to see McElroy really break it down in a boring level, right, of what Napier and the boys have been preaching and trying to establish, like, we've got to run the ball, then everything else will work. And we're like, throw the ball, Billy. No, we're going to run it. Great men make great football players. And again, it's like one of the, like, that gets just kind of all in line with, like, the message is starting to pay off. Nick?
Yeah, I just read that, and we had I think Dan looked it up on Monday. There's more than 4,500 snaps coming back on the offensive line. All-American Jake Slaughter in his 5th year. Austin Barber's in his 5th year. Damian George is in his 6th year. Shout out to 2020, which never happened. Najee Harris got a ton of burn last year, and then Bryce Lovett is the one that you're kind of having to project a little bit more, but he's earned that starting spot at right tackle. So you're looking at a line that's super experienced. And then you have a backfield that I just Twittered it. What is it? Baugh and Jacoby Jackson combined for 228 carries, 1,100 yards, 14 touchdowns last season while sharing the load with Montrell. So the backfield's super deep. We keep saying, oh, well, it'll be play action that opens it up for the deep ball. Graham Mertz didn't have a bad arm, but didn't have the arm that DJ Lagway has. Not many people do. He makes throws that there's probably a dozen or so, maybe a baker's dozen of people on earth can make when it comes to throwing the ball downfield. And you kind of see that you have the ingredients to make that work. Hey, we can be a really stout running offense, and we have a quarterback who can run a little bit on his own, so you have to play 11 hats on 11 hats, and speed on the outsides, and a guy who can get the ball deep. And then if he starts connecting deep, now you sag off and we can run the ball again. So I think that's why, and I say a lot that we kind of live in this little bubble, and we know more about the Gators, and I can talk way more intelligently about Florida than I can about South Carolina or Auburn. But I think there's some people who just look at the stats and look at the numbers and the guys that Florida is having to replace. And maybe, I'm looking at the SEC Media Day poll and thinking like, oh, maybe people are sleeping on Florida a little bit, and just looking at that schedule. And I love that, the spot the ball mentality. Shout out to Tyler Miles. I think he's the one that started saying that, him and the strength staff, going back to, spring football. But that's kind of the mentality that I see when I'm around the guys. It's just like, it doesn't matter, like whoever we're playing. Like, bad day to be a Shark on August 30th. They'll treat LIU the same way they'll treat Georgia.
Jim said the same thing. That's crazy. I can't believe Billy took spot the ball as if it was his own. He put BG at the bottom of it. You're just breaking everything here. You're breaking all my glasses for me, Nick.
Yeah, got the McElwainisms out and everything.
I can go for a while on McElwainisms.
I want to ask you, because I was looking at the schedule. Harris and I were talking about this just the other day, and I go, look, man, and correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, but back in the day when you would look at the schedule, there was a handful of wins you would glaze over, right? Like these are all W's. We've got to focus on these 3 games. Like that's the season for Florida football. It hasn't been that for quite some time, but this year I felt like there's 7 games where I felt extremely confident, where Florida should be able to go in and handle their business, which leaves 5 that are like, yeah, these are going to be dogfights. That just is what it is. Do you agree? Is it about 7 that are like, hey, that Florida should go in and handle their thing and be able to go home and not even sweat?
Who are your 7?
So the first 2, LIU, USF, that's 1, 2, and then you've got Kentucky, Mississippi State, FSU, Ole Miss. Is there one more?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 6.
That was 6. Who am I missing?
Maybe A&M. Tennessee.
I think Tennessee was my other one. Yeah, Tennessee is actually my other one, especially because Boo Carter is now leaving, which we were going to talk about here sometime during the show. Yeah, so those are my 7.
Yeah. We're going to know who Florida is after October 11th, probably. Okay. I mean, at LSU's tough. Yeah, it's just a really tough. I haven't been to Auburn. I haven't been to Texas. I'll probably never go to Athens, based on the team I cover.
Me neither.
But like for me, I've been to Bryant Denny.
I thought it was
I've been
a
to
driving
Neyland.
thing. You were worried about driving.
No. No. I would fly for sure. Can't be on the roads in Athens. That stretch is just tough. Like at LSU is super tough. It's the second best or 1A, 1B for me, the Swamp in Death
Agreed.
Valley. In terms of environment, it's going to be a night game at 7:30, 6:30 local time there. At Miami, I'm not a believer in Miami or Carson Beck, but it's still an away game. I think you need to win that, and then it's Texas and at Texas A&M. The SEC continues to shove Florida, Texas A&M down our throats. Like I've never been to Auburn. Florida and Auburn have played one time since 2013. This will be my fourth trip to College Station. Georgia's never been. I don't know if you know that or not, but the Bulldogs have never gone to College Station.
Weird.
I think this will be my third or fourth trip there.
Yeah,
that's a tough place to play, especially if they're good. That's
nuts.
a tough place to play. And then you get Mississippi State before a bye week in Georgia. Like we'll know who Florida is after that 4-game stretch. I think of at LSU, at Miami, Texas, and at Texas A&M. It really kind of eases up after that.
Davey?
Yeah, I was just going to add, like what you were talking about before, Lagway in the offensive line, and what Greg McElroy had to say. It's like I think Nick was spot on with what he said, and I also think that the big takeaway you can take from Lagway is his accuracy, his deep ball accuracy. Not many quarterbacks are that accurate with that deep ball the way that he is, especially as a true freshman coming in. And, the running back room and what Greg McElroy talked about, obviously with all the offensive linemen returning, you got Bryce Lovett. Shout out to him. He had like a 78.1 PFF grade last year. He started, or he at least participated in all 13 games, didn't start. But I got to give a shout out to him real quick, too. I think he's a lot of what not many people are talking about him. I think he could have a big season as well. But the running back room, I think you got to give a shout out to Jabbar Jaluk, too. I mean, these guys that come out of high school, they're 3-star guys, maybe a 4-star guy or so, not these big prolific 5-stars that you see going everywhere. And he's gotten good production out of these guys. And, I think that with the offensive line and the way that, with DJ learning more of the system, getting more familiar with his receivers, I think the offense has a chance to take a big step forward. It's just that we have to see it. Obviously, we're going to have fall camp coming up here on the 30th. But, in my opinion, this schedule and the way that it is, I see that, we're talking about the 7 games. And I think Florida had, I mean, you go back, you look at last year, right? And I'm talking hypotheticals. We lost those games. So I'm just saying, like, you pull off that win against Tennessee, it was a winnable game. Say you pulled that one off. Lagway doesn't go down in Jacksonville. Maybe that's a W for you. You're talking 10 games in a playoff right there. And that wasn't even before this year. So that's why I'm a little bit more pumped and excited about this year, just based on the fact of, if this team stays healthy, they can go a long way.
Yeah, I think a couple, your Bryce Levitt point, we talked about on that podcast, if you in Gator, breakout players for us. And obviously, you pick your sexy ones, but I was like, one that won't ever be talked about is if Bryce Levitt becomes a breakout player, we are going to be going absolutely nuts. Because Jake Slaughter, in a sense, has been a breakout on the offensive line, right? If Bryce Levitt becomes what Jake Slaughter, what we can do is going to be fantastic, because all of a sudden this is a fortress in front of DJ Lagway in that running back room, and it can get scary really fast. Again, go look at those Georgia teams that won 2 national championships.
No thanks.
Okay, never mind. Disregard. those things were won. And
I like how you said that though. You're like, Jake Slaughter, in a sense, has been a breakout. From buried behind Kingsley Aguakin to All-American Brick. You're like, I guess he's having a rise.
That's pretty good breakout.
It's a filler word, Nick.
I guess he figured some stuff out. Whatever.
It's kind of a boring kind of run there, but whatever.
Nick's like, I'm a journalist, and these guys using these filler words. Look at them.
What a cup.
You like that?
Yeah, sure do.
Get a little cheetah in me, Get a little cheetah.
I know.
Listen, come on now.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
That's
Couple
quite
super
the
chats. There's 400 people in here. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, buy tickets to the event on Sunday if you haven't, or Nick's going to be upset. Matt Gissy, $10. Selton and Dave, best day of the week, baby. Let's go, boys. Let's go, Matt. Thank you, my man, for the love and support. Anthony Beck, $5. We at the Swamp inside Florida Athletics. Would love to collab with y'all.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get it,
I've been waiting for them to ask me.
Come on.
Him and Jerry do a good job over there.
Come on. Hit me up on the X on the Bird app. All right, let's talk about this. See, if Nick would have got here on time, we wouldn't have this issue.
I know, man.
How are we doing on time, Nick? You good? Wife yelling at?
We're good.
All right, we're good. All right, let's go. I love to hear that. A question that great questions if he ain't a Gator, said, is there a trap game for Florida? And when I think trap game, it's typically with a football team in a season where it's like, hey, they can have a hell of a run, but this game could catch them. Like, that's what a trap game is for me. Florida hasn't had a trap game in a couple of years because we haven't had we're going to be on a run, and what game's going to get us? It's going to be like, please just stay alive, boys. Stay alive. But now there's talk. We just got done kind of going over it. There's a little bit of excitement for this season here. And he asked me, is there a trap game for Florida? And when he asked me last night, I don't think so, because in my opinion, the USF game would be a trap game if it's where Tennessee is. But because it's the second game of the year, we're still very young and very, very fresh, that it doesn't feel trappy to me. Some could argue maybe Kentucky on the road, but I feel like we've kind of had just like weird back and forth battle where we got to go out there and tear them up. The last time we were in Kentucky, we got absolutely torched on the ground from the accountant, Ray Davis, for 495 yards. Like, I didn't forget about it, and y'all better not forget about it. Like, to me, there's still personal there. Ole Miss on the road, obviously, with Austin Simmons, there should be some old rivalry, bad blood with his commitment. Lane Kiffin likes to chirp. It'll find its way. To me, there really isn't a trap game because of the way it's lined up. My question to you, Nick, and then Dave, do you feel like there is one? Is my thought correct, or am I crazy? What's your take on that?
Yeah, I don't know about trap game. Maybe Kentucky, as I look at that, like sometimes you can let one loss turn to two. I think this team, this staff, has done a good job of not letting that happen. That happened a lot in Dan Mullen's era. Like, you would lose a game and then just like pout about it, I guess, for a week, and then not be ready and turn one loss into two. This staff, though, there have been games every year where, like, year one, game you didn't think they would lose, you lose to Kentucky after beating, a top 10 Utah. You lost to Vanderbilt later in that year. Like, there's just like weird games that you, like you said earlier in the show, like, oh, I chalked that up as a win. They just like find ways to lose those games. Kentucky again, that Arkansas game with the black jerseys. Like, there's just like every year there seems to be a game where you're like, why did they, how and why did Florida lose that game? Looking at this schedule, like, you've got that 4 in the beginning, like September through October is brutal. So then that back half of the year, like you mentioned, at Ole Miss, like the only time I've been there was COVID, and there weren't a lot of people there. Also, like, what a sick joke. You get a young. No, I wasn't single then. I wasn't single in 2020. Never mind. But I did not get to experience the Grove. I did not get to experience the Grove tailgate.
Nick's gonna be in trouble with everybody after this show.
Yeah.
My
wife won't.
What about?
My wife doesn't listen to the show.
What about? Did you get to see Princely outside last year though, in the swamp?
I missed that. Don't have a good view of that from the press box.
Little small flex there. Mississippi State is actually a pretty good one, because we're going off of LSU on the road, Miami on the road, Texas at home, A&M on the road. Then you squeeze in good old Mississippi State after what could be a stretch of a lifetime. And Mississippi State is considered to be the worst team in the SEC by everybody, but they went out and did some work. I talked kind of highly on them on the SEC Media Day, where Libby's not going to just go there and lay down. Right. So that actually is probably, I would say, the best answer, totally competent, in my opinion. Davey?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, well, obviously, I'm not going to say, because it is second game of the season, I was going to say USF because, of course, we've seen the close calls that we had with USF. We've seen the close calls that Alabama's had with USF. And I think Alex Golesh has done a good job of, developing those kids over there at USF. He's made them a better team, and they've been able to compete with certain teams that they shouldn't be able to compete with. Now, as far as what we got coming back, I wouldn't have considered that much of a trap game. I would say Ole Miss, because I'm really high on Austin Simmons. I think Austin Simmons can develop to be a really good quarterback. I liked his film coming out of high school. I was really, really sad when he reclassified and went to Ole Miss instead of staying here at Florida. I think that could be somewhat of a trap game. But when I go down, like, just the schedule, I'm just like Florida State, nah. Tennessee, I'm not high on Aguilar. You got Kentucky. Kentucky's Kentucky. We should beat them anyway. But you do make a good statement for Mississippi State. I mean, you're coming off that, and you might go in there thinking, okay, well, these guys, we're just going to roll them over, and then all of a sudden they come out there, surprise you, something like that. So I could see maybe Ole Miss, Mississippi State, something like that. But I do want to give a shout out to USF though. Their head coach has done a really good job of developing those players over there too.
Yeah, it's a good point. They have done well.
Who's I'm not gonna. I
Whoa.
found out USF's fan base years ago when I had comments about their baseball team. So I have nothing but good things to say about USF and their fan base.
It can't be no worse than
Nothing.
Miami. I mean,
All
come
right.
on.
Nothing but good fans. Yeah, but they'll actually like show up to games, so it's different than Miami.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, God, this guy, I'm telling you. Yeah, look, now where we were trying to find a trap game, I'm now nervous again to play the schedule. Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all for scaring the crap out of me about playing this schedule. Look, the one thing you did mention though, Nick, is that like I do say that Florida does a good job from week to week of like shaking it off.
Mhm.
But in the same breath, they find ways to lose weird ones. Now, I do feel like last year we kind of overcame that hump because it felt like when we like there was during that stretch there was times where it was like this is we're gonna blow it, and we didn't. And again, it was kind of just that growing pains. The one thing we didn't really discover, I would say, last year is a big win on the road. Like Mississippi State doesn't count, and that was kind of it. That's all I could think that we won on the road. But that wasn't even part of the stretch because down that stretch, everything was at home that I can recall outside of maybe, but LSU was at home, Ole Miss was at home, and FSU was on the road, but they had no blood being there. So it
Yeah,
wasn't
I think they're only 4-9 away from home the last three.
Yeah, that's still a hiccup that the Nape and the boys got to figure out. And they can bury that hatchet the first away game, and it'd be one hell of a hatchet to bury at a perfect time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a series I wrote last year that like we view as a rivalry, but like LSU's dominated it. If you could just go and look at the wins, losses, LSU's just dominated it, and I think it is a rivalry. It got nasty in 2017. Like I always viewed it as a game that was like mutual respect. You would, bicker about who's DBU, but there was mutual respect. And then that 2017 Hurricane game, and it's like, if anybody can commiserate and understand the consequences of a hurricane, and the hurricane that was coming to Florida that caused the game to be delayed, eventually just delayed. And then the whole season, it was like, Florida's scared to play. And it's like, anyone in the state of Louisiana has been affected by a hurricane. Like, how can you turn it into this? And then Jim McElwain goes down there and beats him. That was a great goal line stand.
That was incredible.
Down memory road there. But yeah, now it's just a nasty rivalry now. Weird, super weird to have it in September.
Yeah, and with the Jack Pyburn situation, like it's even grittier now. I would say.
Add more fuel to the fire.
It's more personal than it's ever been. You got one more in you, Nick?
Yeah.
It's recruit related. You still in that world? Or like I know you're kind of like.
I'm not at all.
Okay.
It's a young man's game, and
that's why I asked. That's what I could tell. I could see. I asked before I dove into it.
It looks like I don't have a beard because it's all white hair now. That's tough.
I thought you were tan.
The biggest question I have for that LSU game is Pyburn going to play every third down? Who knows, right? No, he's keeping quiet. No. I know, man. That's the big question. Anyway.
Well,
go
Nick,
ahead.
We appreciate you joining us and hanging out with us and letting us get our jabs. And you may be trending on Twitter. You said some things tonight that you've really you stirred.
Unless it's for my comment about Dan's doppelganger, I'll trend for that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that one actually was solid. That one I agree. Yeah,
Dan was being sassy in the group chat. He should have expected it.
He did start it. I can confirm he did start.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's true. I guess it's all warranted. I was trying to give him a compliment. But look, this may not. Hey, if you guys want to see the part 2 of this, be there on Sunday. I'm sure this will carry over. if it doesn't end in the group chat. Tell them where they could find you, Nick, where they could find us on Sunday, all the good stuff we need to talk about before we let you go.
And tell them where we
Sunday.
can
Go
find
ahead.
your barber too. Need your barber as well.
Oh, my barber actually opened up a new shop and asked me to give them a plug. That's
There you
in
go.
the car.
Go ahead.
It's a barbershop. It's right on, what is that? Newberry turns into University. So it's on University and 34th. It just says barbershop. It's called The Cut. Shout out to Luis. He's my guy. I've been going to him 6 years now, 7 years. I have way less hair now. It's a quicker haircut than it used to be.
Sure.
For your boy. Still paying the same. He's getting a great deal. But yeah, great haircut, great guy. Really close to campus if you need a haircut when you're coming up. This Sunday, excited to see you guys. We get like wrapped up in numbers. It's always super cool to see like a face or have somebody say something because you see your analytics, you see numbers, and it doesn't really register until you start meeting people out in the wild. So it's cool. Always love meeting people. Get your tickets. We'll see you Sunday. Florida Victorious, we have a members weekend coming up, first week of August 1st, August 2nd. Is that next week already? That is next week already. Okay. We will get, if you're a Florida Victorious member, we have a open practice for you. The whole thing, come and hang out. We've got a bar tab at Cantina. Shout out to my guy, Eric Zika. So bar tab Friday night, open practice Saturday for Florida Victorious members. Sign up there, and I will be at Lifts tomorrow. I'll have some stuff behind the paywall at Florida Victorious.
They sign autographs Saturday?
I don't think so. I think we're just watching practice. You are signing autographs on Sunday, though.
You are. I'm getting a picture with Nick.
You all are. I'm just sitting here hanging out, man. I just hang out.
Dave's just gonna be flexing one bicep in the back of every picture.
I'm just Dave. I just report the news.
He's looking good too. Well, Nick, we appreciate you, man, for hopping on as always. It's always a blast. You're always welcomed, no matter who you insult, even if it's DJ Lagway. Like we're cool with it. It's no big deal here. But
not an insult. It was a compliment. It's a compliment.
I'm just joshing you. All right, man. We'll see you on Sunday. Hope you're looking as good as you do now. Hopefully you can carry the load for us. Because look, when it's me, you, Dan, and Dave, and so it's gonna be a bunch. All right. So you're gonna have to look extra sharp. I'm gonna need the little sweater vest kicking, the little Gator polo. Like, you're gonna have to carry the load come Sunday. All right, big guy.
Maybe some like 4-inch inseam khaki shorts.
Hey,
skies out, thighs out
for the boys. I don't know what I'm gonna wear. It's being 90 degrees.
It's gonna be real hot. It's been disgusting here.
Yeah, spacesuit, overalls. Like, what do we do?
You have to wear the spacesuit. Just cook in the spacesuit.
If Billy can promise me a commit on Sunday, I'll wear it. So you work behind the scenes.
I will commit Sunday if you wear the spacesuit.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I'm academically ineligible. I'm out of eligibility, but I will commit if you wear the spacesuit.
All right. Deal.
There you go.
Deal. All right, man. Be good. Stay safe. We'll see you Sunday.
Later, boys.
Later. Nick Delatorre, everybody. What a segment.
Looking good. He's
a lot of clips,
good, man.
A lot of clips. We need to clip up his insult to Dan. That one's a banger. We got to clip him and just put boring for DJ Lagway. That'll go over well. And a lot of great stuff. Go ahead and let's talk about lane change here while we got a minute, and then we'll get into the rest of the show.
Oh, hold the phone on that one. Hold on. I had it up here, but
you told me you were ready.
I was ready.
Overalls, Mark. When you go to the event, then you can have a say in the event. But since you're bailed, you don't get a vote, Mark.
Yeah, no vote. No vote.
Yeah,
is he going to show up in the overalls?
Mark's not going. Mark's not going to the event.
All right, folks. I have it ready. Okay, so my buddy Coach Jay, love him to death. He's my guy. Makes all the lane chains, all the cool chains you see out there on the internet. Hey, if you look at it, you say, oh my good God of money, I got to have one of these. That is lane chain right there. So if you want a lane chain starting from August 1st to September 14th, the promo for college football kickoff he's doing, it's $5 off any chain on his website, lanechains.bigcartel.com. I can send you the link because it's kind of hard to type it in and all that other kind of stuff. So if you need to hit me up or hit up Lane Chain at KNI Gator on X, or you can hit me up at High Top Dave. I can send you the link as well. With a purchase, their name will be put in a drawing to win 2 free tickets to a game in the Swamp this year. I don't know which game it is yet. We kind of talked about it, but if you buy a chain, you get $5 off from August 1st to September 14th, and you're entered into a drawing to win 2 free tickets to a game. And we know that those tickets are going to be expensive because you got Tennessee, you got Texas, you got all these people coming in town. So, you know, it's going to be expensive. I think Tennessee, never mind. I said Tennessee, it's wrong. But Texas coming into town, that's probably going to be expensive. I don't know which game
They're
it's
both
going to
coming
be.
into town.
But buy it late. And look, check these things out. Hold on.
Mark P sitting down.
Right here, baby. This is just tip of the iceberg, man. You can add lights to them.
Hey,
you
they
can do
light
all
up
sorts of
now?
stuff, baby.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Customize everything, man. I've got like 2 of these. I need more because every time we have a recruiting weekend, we get like 3 or 4 when Dave's on vacation. So I need a couple more when Dave goes on vacation. So yeah, check him out. Lane Chains at KNI Gator.
Love it. Yeah, he's and thankfully Dave is back from vacation. Talked to him today. Says he's feeling good. Pretty, dialed in. Let's talk about this really quick here. I don't spend too much time on it just because there's he doesn't commit until August 21st. First, Bralan Womack, 5-star safety. It's a name that was brought up a lot early on in the recruiting cycle. It's a name that gets resurfaced when we do the calculator and talk about potential targets for the Florida Gators. I haven't heard much about it. It seems as if Ohio State has been leading the way and they're trending. But every time we do kind of scroll through the 5 stars, I kind of nod of like, hey, we were in this at one point. Like we were part of this conversation. I don't know if we're able to close on it, but I would like us, if we could. Little blood today. Our guy Corey Bennett wrote a little article about it that Florida is heavily involved. I don't know where they sit. I do believe that Ohio State probably sits very highly with him. But he also said that, look, money's not a factor, which is interesting. So I really think, well, look, August 21st doesn't do us any favors because that's before the season. So I would have rather him said, hey, I'm going to wait till, middle of the season to see what's going on. Then I would, okay, look, let's put our money where our mouth is and let's go show him why he should come play here. This to me is a must get kind of guy, just because I know where this safety room is. I love what Castell did his freshman year, had a little bit of a dip last year. I think there's a big expectation for him to take a step forward. We've heard some great things about him in this offseason. He's in his junior year, right? You've got Stubbs coming in as well. If you're able to kind of plug in a Womack with that headed into next year, you're kind of keeping a nice little rotation going, a guy that can come in and be impactful and effective right away. So this is what Colin Simmons was, what I felt like Kendall Gervil. Like, these are guys that are must-gets in positions that you're going to need a little juice and a guy that can play right away and be effective. So hopefully there's a conversation there. They kind of see these things. But again, I just wanted to bring it up because it was a name we talked about shortly. We kind of went quiet for a little bit, kind of like Felix Ocho, right? There was a ton of heat, ton of noise, and then it went away, which led me to believe that, it was moving a different direction. This one, I kind of kept the door open. I was glad to still hear that there was some noise surrounding this player.
Yeah, and it's a good thing that money's not a factor either, because we all know what's going on with that right now. But yeah, I mean, when you think about elite players, you think about this guy. I mean, a 11-second 100-meter. He's had 8 interceptions, 39 tackles. 4 of those interceptions were pick sixes. I mean, just you go look at his statistics on Max Preps, anywhere that you look at. I mean, he's a baller, right? And Florida, and I will say this, I'll even tip my hat to Florida. That Florida's been able to get a pretty elite safety just about every class, and it doesn't look like Florida's going to stop in that area. I think Deron Wilson's done a great job of coming in here after who left to go to Miami, and I think he's done a good job on the recruiting trail. Now, of course, these highly prolific kids are always being considered by all these other schools you got to compete with, the Georgias, the Ohio States, all the Texases, who's got like the Lamborghinis, the oil money that's going on a tirade right now. But I think that, Florida has a good shot, but I think that, Ohio State obviously has a winning culture there. They obviously won a national championship, but think about if you can make some noise this year, right? Think about if you can make some noise. What if you just won the whole thing? I mean, you don't even have to factor anything else anymore with anybody if you win the whole thing. But if you don't win the whole thing, you make some noise in the playoff. You still have shown quite a bit of improvement. You've shown all these kids that you got in year 4 that you've developed, saying, hey, look, I'm not like Hugh Freeze over here sitting at like 5 and 6 wins, man. I'm actually developing these kids, and the trajectory is going upward. I mean, you had Dan Mullen in here flexing his 10 and 11 wins, and then it culminates into 6 and 5 win seasons after he gets fired. On the other hand, you got Billy Napier, hey, upward trajectory here, and I get into the playoff, I win 12 or 13 games. I mean, you're sitting there saying, hey, look, man, look, what can he do for me to develop it? But I mean, either way, you're going to have to compete with just about every other elite program that there is up there anyway. Good thing that he says money's not a factor. We'll actually see if that's true or not, Texas. But, this is an
If
elite
they
guy.
land
And
him,
these,
bro, golly.
yeah, yeah. I mean, this is an elite guy. This is a guy that you want in your class, and any school would be lucky to have him. Hopefully it's Florida, but, we'll see. The recruiting season's long. I mean, yeah, somebody could be trending and then commit to a certain school, and then towards the end of the cycle, they're going somewhere else. So
Definitely one to keep an eye on. And again, I hope Florida can make a late run. Again, I don't think they're at the top now, but definitely something to keep an eye on. All right, let's talk about this, boys. There were some
and guys, I'm joking. Somebody said keep it positive. I was joking. You know me, I joke.
What'd you say?
The money thing.
Yeah. All right, the ACC and the Big Ten had their pressers, their media weeks at the same week. They couldn't afford to do it on their own. That is what it is, and I'm not like hating on it. I just wanted to make sure that was known. And the entire thing that stemmed from this was an attack on the SEC and our scheduling and how we aren't that great because of we've only 6 teams have won for the last 16 years. It was maddening. We'll start with SMU, which I've been a big fan of SMU and Coach Red. Like I was cheering for them last year. Since the Pony Express, they've been irrelevant. I was like, look, let's let these boys, let's bring them back up. Like there's no bad blood here. Now you got to take a shot. Like for what? His comment, the SEC has the same 6 schools win the championship since 1964. Not a single one has been different since 1964. That's top heavy to me. That's not depth. This is the equivalent to saying that without Nick Saban and Barrett Bryant, Alabama wouldn't have 95 championships. Yeah, okay. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, if, what, that's irrelevant. That's, what are you talking about? 6? 6 for the last 16 years. We passed it around 6. That was half of the conference at the time, mind you. Okay, so half the conference was winning championships. Not to mention that conference has led in NFL production for the past 20 plus years. So it was just, again, the ACC's only won 2 since, what was it, 19? I got my data here. Since 1999, only 2 ACC titles have won. I think Big Ten is 2 as well, with Ohio State and Michigan. So it's not like there's somebody else that's done any better. And that only was the ACC 2 times better than every other conference. There were 3 times and then some better than every other conference. So it was a very weird flex. It had very, very limited credibility on where it was coming from. And not to mention, of course, again, this is where the SEC gets pegged for being favorited. But obviously, every year they have a plethora, a handful of top 25 teams, right, that are in the top 25 in comparison to the ACC year in and year out. And look, honestly, I know there's always, and we're going to get into it, the Big Ten too, but there's always kind of that internal battle of like which conference is better. We dominated for so long that I kind of quit talking about it because then it turned to, well, SEC's just favored and they get voted in because they're the SEC. Like, it's at this point, it's like, woe is me. Everyone's just playing, look at me. My feelings are hurt. So I quit worrying about it. Of like, I don't really want to get into this back and forth of which conference is better. Like the NFL doesn't go, oh, the NFC is better than the AFC. Like nobody really cares to argue that part of it. The SEC is better. Like we already know that it is. It doesn't need to be discussed. But the Big Ten's getting their bridges a little bit bigger than it needs to be. You got Portnoy just barking like nobody's business. He's tweeting stuff out. He's going to go on, obviously, the Fox News, and he is going to rally the troops. And look, with it being a 12-team playoff, there's a lot of parity for they're truly to get back to like when we would compare bowl seasons, like which conference won more bowl games, like that was part of the bragging rights. That's went away because of players not playing. The playoffs, you kind of have those games, in my opinion, can help you win a little bit of bragging rights. But I'll let you talk to SMU, and then we're going to talk about Kurt Singetti getting mouthy on the mic as well. Which again, like everybody just decided to attack the SEC today. It was incredible. or the
Yeah,
last
that's
past
called
week.
trying to stay relevant in the media. That's what that's called. But yeah, I mean, this is the reason why we have a 12-team playoff, because you did all this whining, crying, pissing, and moaning. So now we have a 12-team playoff. Now you're wanting to expand it to 16 and 20 and this, that, and the other. How many teams do we got to expand it to for you guys to get in? I mean, I have a loss for words, right? I mean, you're trashing the SEC, where some of the best players go to every year, in, out. It doesn't matter. Like, the SEC has proven that they've won so many. I mean, you can count the national championships that they've won. Obviously, Ohio State came in and won one. They proved they were national champions. They went in there and they fought that gauntlet and they won it. So hats off to the Big Ten. And I don't count Michigan because they cheated, but hats off to Ohio State and Big Ten for finally, doing, I guess, them a favor and said, "Oh, cool. Now the Big Ten has won a national championship." But envy is like the worst enemy that you could ever have. It's like, if you have a schedule, win all your games, and you're going to probably be in the playoff as it is anyway. And if you're
Bars.
not in the playoff and your schedule is so hard, and you think the SEC is just the most favored conference, dude, go to your athletic director, schedule us. We're here. We're not going away. This is how contracts work. It's not that hard. If you think you can compete with us, come and play us. That's all there is to it. I don't see why people sit here, they consistently bitch and moan about like the SEC and this, that, and the other, but you're not signing up to play us. Like, so come sign up to play us, and we'll play an out of conference game with you. It's just that simple. I mean, look what Utah did, right? They weren't scared to play us. They beat us once. We beat them once. Cool. Awesome. Do the same thing.
What I love is I went and looked at last year's schedule for FSU. And the more I look at it, because I've looked at a comparison to this year, I talked about it with Tyler, it's been a part of my conversation over the last couple of days, is that FSU didn't suck last year. They didn't. Their problem is they actually played a schedule. When you go look at it, it had the vibes of an SEC schedule. It started off tough. Georgia Tech at Ireland. Was Georgia Tech like a solid team? No, but it's a healthy ACC team, similar to a healthy SEC team. Then you catch a hot Boston College. Then you catch on a burner Memphis, who was ranked top 20 all year long. You had to play SMU, who played in the ACC championship. You had to play Miami, who choked, who should have been the ACC championship. You had to play a good Duke. You had to play a good North Carolina. Every team was finally finding a stroke in the stroke in the ACC, and FSU just got caught with their pants down. It wasn't the fact that they didn't know what they were doing. No. They finally played a legitimate schedule and couldn't handle the week-to-week turmoil. There was no breath. There was no break for them like you typically have in an ACC schedule, and it was great to see. But look,
they also had to feel the wrath of the DJU at quarterback too.
DJ Uwe, as our boy Cowboy Ty referred to him as. But yeah, it's it was very irritating hearing about it. I loved how SEC all week we just talked about how great we were and how fantastic our organization is and how much we appreciate the schedule that we play. We just reflected about who we were. We didn't worry about anybody else, right? We didn't. Some schools spoke about it when asked, but it wasn't a part of their walkout presser, to kind of take shots across the bow.
Let me use Oklahoma for an example. All right, let's go back to I've got the record up here. Right, 2015, 11-2, 2016, 11-2, 2017, 12-2, 2018, 12-2, 2019, 12-2, 2020, 9-2, 2021, 11-2, 2022 had a bad year, 6-7, 2023, 10-3. Go to the SEC, 6-7.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. It's great. Yeah, look. I don't get it. I don't understand the piston contest. This is a good transition. Let's dive into the Kurtz and Getty noise. Because if what's even crazier, it's like, Bubba, you were at Alabama, so maybe you're like, that's a weird flex. He was part of the recruiting, or weird comment, because he was part of that recruiting staff of Nick Saban for years, and then went to JMU. And look, I loved Kurt. Big fan of Kurt last year. Got me a little ticked off with this comment. Like, it's a very nonchalant, passive-aggressive comment where you came from. And so either you're speaking from a place of truth because you lived it, or you're trying to buy into where you're at and say, like, I'm not gonna, because look, honestly, he learned from the GOAT, Nick Saban. Nick Saban, if you go look at some of those years, kind of navigated the system kind of nice. He kind of did his thing with the SEC schedule for a handful of years. Bama was king of having about two or three games that had to get all figured out. At the end of the day, they still want everybody's butt. But he goes, look, 12 of the 16 SEC teams play 3 G5 or an FCS game and 1 less conference game. So we figured we just adopt SEC scheduling philosophy. This was in his comments to them removing. They bought out playing against Virginia and Louisville, which are 2 ACC teams. He's basically saying that we're padding our schedules. And again, we have definitely stood the ground of like, hey, we only need to play 8 conference schedules because our conference is harder than your conference.
I think this is the first schedule that we've had a cupcake starting out in a long time.
Florida's not in this conversation. We don't when they're talking about the SEC, Florida is the outlier of that. But look, I think if you look, Mizzou has a pretty cupcake schedule. But look, I get it. I think that personally, here's my thing. Everyone's like, oh, the SEC should play 9 games. We're doing football a favor when we play out of conference games because we carry the eyeballs. If you give me one more week of SEC football, all it's going to do is going to make that schedule have more weight, right? Which is going to make it harder for all these teams that are complaining to get in. Because if you get rid of, let's say, USF and you add, I don't know, Vanderbilt or Mizzou, if you added Mizzou to Florida's schedule this year, the weight of that schedule would be insurmountable to what any Big Ten team could put together for 9 games. You could easily see 8-4 for an SEC if they were to play that, get in based on that schedule, right? And now USF obviously gets a ton of eyeballs from us playing them, helps them recruit, helps our guy, what's his name? You've been saying it all night. USF's coach.
Alex Golsh.
Alex Golsh, the Russian, right?
Golsh.
Lives for those games. So you want to take away from those teams, right? South Carolina, Clemson. Nobody's watching Clemson versus BC week 1, which is an all ACC conference. They're watching South Carolina ACC, right? You'd watch South Carolina LSU week 1. That's an interconference. You watch South Carolina Mizzou week 1, right? Like that's the difference of like there's a benefit for SEC teams playing. I want 9. Give me 9. Genuinely. Like, if you want to give an SEC team and you want to give us fans 9 SEC games, spoil me. Spoil me. If you want to throw a fit, go play your little week schedule. No one's watching Northwestern Rutgers. Nobody's watching Purdue, Ohio State. Nobody's watching Maryland versus Oregon. Nobody's watching, what's other bottom feeders? Iowa, Oregon. Nobody's watching Iowa, Ohio State. Nobody's watching Michigan State, Oregon. Like, I just named your entire schedule. There's 3 games a year that people watch. It's Michigan, Ohio State. You're not Oregon and Ohio State are even playing each other this year, so you lost out on that one. Penn State, Oregon, I don't think they're playing this year. So you don't even schedule the big ones for them to tune into the Big Ten. Like, the big dog ESPN bought the better conference for a reason. Like, we just wanted me to keep going. We keep burying you, old man. Like, what are we doing here?
They even stole our CBS theme and everything else. I mean, what else do they want? They've took everything from us over here in the SEC. Now we got to hear this lame intro. Did you see the intro that they have for this year?
I liked it. You guys got all. I was weird. God. I was like, man, I'm clearly in it. I posted it and I loved it. And like literally every tweet after that was like trash, ash, trash, ash. And I was like,
I think I'm just a little too old school, man. I was just like, what the hell is this? No, but look, this is just another case of somebody else envious talking, you know what, trying to, I guess, get the numbers in the media or get us talking about it like we are right now. But we always know Signetti is a guy that's always going to talk trash anyway. Like he's like the
he did a lot. Call it the
I don't want to call him Stone Cold Steve Austin of college football because he's not that tough. But I would say probably I don't know the who talks a lot of trash and can't back it up. Let's see. There's plenty of those. Let's see. I don't know.
Yeah, that's could go on for days. But yeah, look, I think he did make a lot of aggressive comments last year. And look, I think good for him. The other side of this is like good for you, Kurt. Like it's good for Indiana. It's good for the brand. You got to understand what world you're living in right now, and all publicity is good publicity. And so,
there we go. Jake Paul talks a lot of trash. That's up his fight. So
Nah,
he
he
can win them
backs
all.
it up. He backs it up.
Oh yeah, he does. He has that script right there. It says, here's the
Oh,
bunny.
here we
Don't
go.
throw any
Here we
punch.
go. We calling my boy Jake like that. The Miz.
I'm calling out Mike Tyson, man. He didn't throw a punch at.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
He
But
sold
yeah,
out.
look, I think it's good for the brand. And I love Kirk. I was a huge fan of Indiana. It was fun to watch that Cinderella story last year. And to be perfectly honest with you, like, here's the big thing. Nobody cared that Indiana was playing Virginia or Louisville anyways. Though here's the hilarious part, Kirk. If you're playing Virginia or if you're playing Long Island, the same viewership's happening, bud. Nobody cares. You dropped them. The weight of your schedule is the exact same. You're going from just basically 2 pounds of dog crap to 3 pounds of dog crap. Like, nobody cares. Like, that's the hilarious part. Is it's not gonna make a difference. So it's like you kind of like try to like, ooh, look at me. People asked about it because it's Big Ten Media Week. Nobody cared about it when you did it. I'm not gonna care about it in a week when you're talking about it again. The SEC.
All you got to do is look at ticket sales and college football ratings on the TV screen. It's all SEC.
The SEC carries weight, boys. We know the drill. And I don't like look, I don't want to be the homer, right? Like I try to genuinely try to keep like a mutual ground on this. I talked a lot about this last year. But when you start taking shots, and okay, all right, then like the gloves are off. Like it's like we're at a family dinner. Like I can talk smack about my brother, but like the moment you start doing it, like it's personal. Like, well, no, it's not cool. Like it's not fun anymore. Like I'm gonna defend it, even though he's an idiot. I'm still gonna defend him. That you're calling him an idiot. And that's kind of what the situation is. Of like, yeah, I do agree. There needs to be some better correlation. I think we should all have 9. Like I agree with your reasonings behind it. If you're gonna take shots and when you're trying to reason, then I'm not gonna listen. I'm gonna take shots back and I'll blindly defend it as well. I want to go over this really quick. I don't know if I can play the audio. We got a good show. I told you it was jam-packed. So smash the like button. There's not 200 likes yet, which is absolutely grotesque. But did we talk about Boo? Did we get a chance to talk about Boo Carter at the beginning of the show?
No, we didn't.
What did we even get into? Nothing, did we?
No, we were admiring Nick's new cut
You're right.
too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Boo Carter stuff is kind of whatever. We'll leave it be. We talked about it enough. It's just kind of reconfirming that he skipped practice. It's not as sexy of a story. I mean, it's sexy. I think it's funny, but we talked about it on Monday.
I'm gonna have to redo that ad read at the end of the show because I forgot the promo code. We'll do it during the voicemails. We're good.
Okay, so we've got Colin Cowherd, who I love. I know people don't like him. It is what it is. He's been my fan favorite for me. It's somebody who I've grown up in my admiring. Great show. This man, shout out to Gator Josh for tagging me in this because I think it's a phenomenal clip and definitely worth talking about. Speaks about. Let me just play the first few clips. I think we can play the first few clips.
The worst kept secret in the South. Haslam, Jimmy, owner of the Browns, huge SEC Tennessee booster, leans heavily on the Manning family. Very close to the Manning family. Yes, that's not make-believe. Arch Manning is part of the Manning family, and this is where Nick Saban comes in. Saban is incredibly close to not only Jimmy Haslam, but Saban's close to the Manning family as well. And so Saban, if he could land, I'm told, a top quarterback like Harbaugh going to the Chargers for Herbert, he would take a phone call for the NFL. And there are 2 teams guaranteed to be awful this year in the NFL. Cleveland and the Saints. Nick Saban has coached in Cleveland with the Browns under the Belichick staff, and he coached at LSU.
This is wild. I mean, here's where, like, this is where, and again, he's like claiming it's not conspiracy. And like, when he starts piecing all the people and the things, it's like, holy crap. Like, it's like a woof. And think about where it started, like 2 weeks ago, or a week ago now at SEC Media Day week, where the rumors of Saban coming back to be a coach got started. Like, that was your first grenade. And it was like, hey, is it NFL? Is it college? Like, nobody knew. And it's like, college didn't make sense. We talked about it on our Monday mashup shows. Like, it doesn't make sense for him to do that. I think that he would tick off a lot of Bama fans if he were to do that. And the NFL makes sense. He tried it. And his point to the Jim Harbaugh situation was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, Harbaugh's loving it. Like, because of the new era of college football, I don't like it anymore. I still enjoy coaching. I want to do my thing, but I don't want to deal with all the nonsense. There's this product called the NFL. Fits perfectly. Come try it out. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. He's already coached at Cleveland, which makes sense. And then again, LSU, he's relative there. They just hired Kellen Moore, so I don't see that being a thing. I don't think they're going to fire him after year one. But Cleveland is definitely. I mean, they change stuff. He goes on a rant talking about how Cleveland loves headlines like drafting Johnny Manziel, drafting Baker Mayfield. Like they love giving Deshaun Watson a guaranteed $200 million. They love making dumb deals. Essentially, is what he said without saying it, so they can drive a headline. It's possible, which is crazy to think. I hate it. I hate it because the Cleveland Browns can't continue to ruin young man's lives. Like they should be up. They should be sued. It should be a crime for how many careers they have destroyed. They have 5 quarterbacks on staff. They drafted 2 last year. They're already thinking about taking Arch Manning. Now I get it. It's Dylan Raiola and Shador Sanders versus a generational one-of-one talent in Arch Manning. Not the same people. I get it. So if you got the first pick, you go get Arch Manning, especially if you know it brings along a little bit of a Nick Saban. What a storyline that would be. The NFL just keeps on getting rich. And again, I just found it so crazy because this is coming off the legs of us talking about Nick Saban coming back. And we're like, well, where is he going to go? And the one other connector, so you heard him connect all the people, right? How the owner of the Browns, the big Tennessee guy, so he's connected with Manning, close with the Mannings. And Jimmy Sexton, who we heard his name a lot, is the agent of all those people. He's the agent for Nick Saban. I think he worked for Manning at some point. Like, all those crazy things. The only caveat that I find in this entire plan or conspiracy, Dylan Gabriel, not Raiola, excuse me, this conspiracy is I don't see a chance in hell where the Mannings allow for Arch to go to the Browns. It would be the similar situation of Eli going out to San Diego and having to come back. There's no way they allow their grandson and son and nephew to go to the Browns. But hell of a story. And I mean, look, it's coming from Colin Cowherd. This isn't from like just some like basement podcast.
Yeah, well, Arch Manning needs to play a couple of seasons of college football before we even talk about him going to the NFL. That is the one thing that's really just grinding my gears. Is everybody thinks he's this big god that's going to come in and set all these records and never throw a pick, have 100% completion rating, and just, oh my God, everybody bow at his feet when he arrives at the arena. Like that's the kind of stuff that really just grinds my gears. Is because, oh my God, he has a Manning last name. That doesn't mean he's going to perform just like his father and everybody else's siblings. Like he's still going to go out there and play football. Granted, he's on a beefed up team right now with oil money, so he'll probably do pretty well in college. And Nick Saban's 73 years old. Like, say he does go to the NFL. How long is he going to last in the NFL? Like, reasonably, how long do you think he would last? And what's the oldest coach in the NFL?
I'm doing that right now. I know who it is. It's the greatest coach of all time. I'm looking him up right now. My favorite coach of all time, anyways. Pete Carroll. He's 73, and he just got rehired by the Raiders, and the Raiders are going to win the Super Bowl because of it.
Okay.
He's got 5 years in him. I think Pete's got 5 in him.
Yeah, you would have to expect if he goes to the NFL, it'd be short term. Like he wouldn't, I guess, stay for a long time. But like, I guess if you're trying to take a chance, or we saw what happened with Urban, and Saban didn't really have much success in the NFL the first time. But I mean, I don't know. I think Saban's just more of a college guy now. I think he's comfortable at Alabama. I think he likes being there. But I mean, as you said, money talks, agents start talking, and things like that. So I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and predict and act like I know the future lottery numbers or anything like that. But, I just look at the age, and then they talk about the Arch Manning thing. And I think Arch Manning will be decent. I don't know if he's going to be extremely good, but he's on an extremely good team, so he probably will be. But I think too many people are trying to connect dots like Pepe Sylvia, and there's just too much going on there. I have to see.
It's a lot of moving pieces, to say the least. Fun conversation. Saban to Dallas seems much more likely. That could work. But look, your point to like, hey, he struggled in the NFL before. Saban wasn't established then. He didn't know who he was. His identity wasn't there yet. Yeah. I think that the NFL mimics what he would like college to be. And I think Harbaugh having very early success at the Chargers shows that, like, hey, the transition is much easier now than what it was probably back then. Where, again, he was trying to find out who he was as a coach when he went to the Dolphins, I believe it was, back in the day. So I think that he would go in and do just fine. And again, the bigger thing now is I feel like he's got a lot of his pedigrees in the league. So his scent is amongst the league, amongst the players. And it's much like if Nick Saban comes into the room, it's like it's Nick Saban. When before it was like, who is this guy? You know what I mean? So the transition, I wouldn't be. He'd be fine. But again, it have to. He is old, so it would need to happen sooner rather. And old's light. I mean, the guy looks phenomenal for 73 years old. Let's be honest.
I'm just talking in age sense, but yeah, he does look good for a 73-year-old man, and not
not as good as Nick did earlier on today, but it looks good. Kenny said, Arch is eligible after this year, absolutely. And again, he will be the talk of the town of being a first round draft pick if the hype that is intended will continue to rock. $2 from if you ain't a Gator, it just means more in the SEC. Oh, this was during my rant on the SEC. It does mean more in the SEC. It does. Boys and girls, we're wrapping up here. I think that's all I had, which was a lot.
We got the voicemails, but
with the voicemails, yeah. That I would meant like just topic wise.
Oh, okay.
Wanted to show these shirts real quick. Spot the ball. You guys have been just gobbling these things up. It's so cool to see an idea, which wasn't my idea, but the idea to create a shirt of the moment, which it was fun. I love it. The Beat LIU shirts are out now. We're going to have Beat Georgia, LSU, Tennessee, Miami, and Florida State drop over the next couple of weeks. I want to make sure you have time to get them. That's going to be the big thing. So LSU's on the road. So I have an LSU shirt, though. We're going to do an LSU shirt. It's probably one of my favorite ones that we designed. So I'll probably release that one, honestly, probably next week, just so there's time to get your hands on it. But go check it out. We've already some couple people screwed up the Beat LUs. I'm pumped about them. A little bit different design. Really worked my tail off on these to get a little bit more of a unique look. Try to get different options on the front, on the back. Like really, really wanted to do something special for y'all. So hope y'all enjoy them. Okay.
Yeah, I enjoy Long Island's too.
Yes, very much. We got a lot of voicemails, boys. So buckle up, Buttercups.
Woo-hoo!
You went through and cleared them all, right?
Yeah, I deleted the ones from last week.
Okay. Let's get it.
Yeah, hey, this is Dan Mullen, former head coach of the Florida Gators, or as the fan base likes to call me now, recruiting reluctant Dan. First off, I can't believe my old pal Allie was bringing up stories about me on the best day of the week. At least she didn't say how much I loved wear Pink Panther Speedos on my summer vacations at the lake when I was supposed to be recruiting. Speaking of recruiting, look, I'm just going to say it. Yeah, I didn't recruit well. I admit it. I thought I could ride into Gainesville, throw up some Yeezys, win with some X's and O's, and keep the Urban Meyer magic alive through sheer vibes. Turns out, vibes don't get 5 stars. And you know when things really started spiraling? That fateful day when Gator Dave, the real Gator Dave, Mr. Gator's breakdown himself, had the nerve to ask me about recruiting during recruiting season. Imagine that. Asking a head coach about recruiting while recruiting is happening? That question's been living in my head rent-free ever since. I still wake up in a cold sweat hearing, Coach, how's that recruiting class shaping up? Well, you know what, Dave? I didn't want to recruit. I'd rather be out playing 18, manscaping my calves, or writing angry Yelp reviews about Gainesville's restaurants that don't season their gator tail. Y'all expecting me to chase down 3-star kids who don't even meet UF's entrance requirements just so Twitter would calm down? And don't get me started on the fans. You think Nick Saban's over here taking grief from the message board guys named Swamp Daddy 47? Come on now. But I'll tell you what, I'm glad that shoe got thrown at LSU. That's legacy stuff, man. We should hang that shoe in the Hebner Center next to Emmett Smith's cleats. And now I'm heading west. You mark my words, I'm going to win a natty at UNLV with 2-star recruits, JUCO transfers, and a portal class so big that's going to make Deion Sanders jealous. All grit, no stars, and 0 Gator Dave pressers. Anyway, I got to go bounce. Tea times in 15. Go Rebs, or whatever our hand sign is.
Bro,
hey, I knew Dan Mullen did not like me. I knew he did not at all.
I know he said the real Gator Dave.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't. I mean, I just report the news anyway. I mean,
incredible. That guy is. I don't know who it is.
Guys, you won't believe it. I just spent the last 8 hours working on my backyard, making this to look just like Florida Spurrier Field. It is beautiful. Look at this. If you look over there, you can see the entrance where they come in and run out. Oh, my God. Oh, wait. This isn't a video call, is it? Ah!
Oh my God.
Was that on like a Friday or a Saturday late at night?
It was a Friday at 8:00 at night. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was drinking.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, Sean Smith here in New Jersey, Duval native. I've been listening to you guys all summer and for a good time now. And just wanted to say from the analysis, player interviews, guest interviews, this is by far one of the best college football pods out there right now. I just love how you guys bring a different energy to the coverage of the Gators. It makes it fun going between you guys, Gators Breakdown, Stadium Gale, among others. And, hold on a second. Okay, yeah, I got a call coming in and, it looks like Coach wants to say something too. Coach? He okay, I screwed up.
That's awesome.
Maybe the coach hung up on him. Maybe he's going to go call him back.
Hold on.
Hey guys, sorry about that. Sean Smith back here. I got Coach back on the line. We had a little miscommunication there. Something happened. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but somehow the lines got disconnected. But anyways, Coach is back here ready to go, and we got him on the line now for you guys. Hey, Sheldon David, Coach Napier here. I want to personally thank you for your dedication. You know, we had a great feeling during the recruiting process about you guys. Verified height, weight, speed, really elite play at the high school level. Good family, grounded in faith. Sheldon David exemplify the Gator-made program. Their ability to stay in the moment, block out the noise, Gator bombs, Jack Pyburn. You're always welcome back here, buddy. But come September 13th, you're going to be in a world of pain. Sum it up, guys, High Top Sports is carrying the torch to what is going to be a special season for the Gators. I'm reminded now of the story my dad used to tell about when his team was heading into a rivalry game with our rivals, North Murray High School. Florida asked what his message was to the team going in as 20-point underdogs. He said 3 words: spot the ball. Gator boys stay high. Coach out.
Spot the ball. I love it.
Gator boys stay
What's
high.
good, boys? First time calling in a while. Just wanted to ask a question about why is no one talking about the fact that both LSU and Miami could have 2 losses before their 4th games of the season? If LSU starts 1-2 and Miami starts 2-2, don't you think we're gonna have to start looking at our recruiting rankings and our preseason rankings? I mean, deeper. I mean, those are what, 2 of the top 10 national title favorites, and I mean, if they have 2 losses before week 4, I mean, they're practically eliminated, especially LSU. Mind you, if LSU is at 1-2, they'll probably lose 4 or 5 games because that locker room culture is not good. But anyways, hope the show tonight's great. Love you, boys. Peace out.
It's a hell of a thought. I mean, yeah. LSU's got, they play Syracuse week 1, right? Or Clemson week 1, don't they?
Yeah, they've so it's Texas, Ohio State. Yeah, I think it's Clemson. Oh, I have to go look at it. But
it's Clemson, LSU. I said something else earlier. So Clemson, LSU play, and then of course they play us week 3.
They gotta play at night too.
Yeah, that could be. They could start off 1-2 very quickly because they have like a cupcake in the middle of that. And then Miami plays Notre Dame week 1, and then us week 4.
That's an L for Miami. Yeah, that's 2 L's for Miami. They will be 2-2.
Wow, and both teams could be 2-2 is what he's alluding to. Yeah, that would be nuts. That would be nuts.
Could you imagine, dude? The just, you know how those Miami spaces are, right? If you logged in, dude,
the carnage.
Could you imagine if they lost to Notre Dame and Florida and just how much that would be
2-2 after week 4. LSU 1-2 after week 3. It would be shambles. I mean, it would be a bloodbath.
There would be ruins. There would be no more spaces left. I'm scared
crazy.
for my life.
And then Texas is the week after that. And if Florida's burned and beats Texas could have 2 losses by week 5 because they play Ohio State week 1.
I'm good. I'm scared for my bookmarks that those 4 weeks, man.
Dude, I don't think we've had a college football season that could be this jumbled up this early. Week 5, the whole thing could be off the Richter. Could be off the rails. Could be in complete shambles. Meanwhile, Big Ten's just playing cupcakes. Anyways.
Hopefully we're not in shambles. But
great
I don't
phone
think
call.
we will be.
Great phone call.
Shout I love you and Dave, and I'd love to give a good shout out to Alex, Gen X audio file, and his great, beautiful photo of the bed and his Florida Gator sex toys he posted all over X today. So there we are. Go Gators.
What?
Was that the same guy that called like the first time?
Yeah. What did he say?
I couldn't make out like half of it, but I was kind of giggling a little bit. Is that it? Do we have any more? Or?
No, that was it.
No? Okay, so I got to do this ad read again because I screwed up because I'm stupid. And Lane Chains is in here and he wants to take a clip of this. So I'm going to redo it, take 5, because I'm not the best at this. So everybody, from August 1st to September 14th, get $5 off any Lane Chain at lanechains.bigcartel.com when you use promo code SPOTTHEBALL at checkout. Every purchase gets your name entered into a drawing for 2 free tickets to a Florida Gators game in the Swamp this season. So don't miss out on it, guys. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty right here. There's so many of them, too. Like, there's just so many.
We good? You got it right?
Got it right.
I love it. Well, ladies and gents, that's all we got. I mean, hopefully that was enough. Look. I'm pumped for this weekend, man. Like I haven't even gotten any sleep. I keep staying up thinking about it. We've got so many players to interview, so many fans to see, so many babies to hold in their hands. It's just people everywhere, man. Gonna be a great time. Super excited about it, man. To see you guys hang out with old Swolder. Always good to see Dave and Stephen Harris will be there as well. We're gonna be burning it down per usual. So get your tickets, boys. Links all over. You can find them on X, what have you. I'll post it again today. It's on our post tab. You'll see the helmet. Again, we're giving away this signed helmet by a couple of the Gator players that were there this past weekend. So even if you aren't able to make it, it's still one hell of a drawing to get yourself into. Sometimes we've done drawings where you just got to buy a ticket to get in the drawing, and that's all you get. So with this, you have an opportunity to come to, obviously, the place and hang out with us, be a good time, good vibes, great players to meet and hang out. So we're super excited about it. But fantastic show. Shout out to Nick Del Toro for coming on, giving us a lot of great sound bites. That's always a blast. Y'all be good. Stay safe. If you're headed up, you're driving down, flying in there. I know there's someone flying in from Texas, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Safe travels.
Texas.
Safe travels.
Safe travels. Hey, Smolder will be hanging around Saturday in Gainesville, too. So, guys, if you want to hang out.
Burn it down. Shoot a message on the bird and get caught up with it, boys. But y'all be good. Be safe. I love y'all. Thank you all again for tuning in on the beautiful Wednesday night. Keeping it live, keeping it fresh, keeping it hot. Till next time, I'm Sheldon. That's Dave. Peace and love, baby.
Don't get arrested like Georgia Bulldog players.